What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and today I'm going to talk about the smartest decision Ron Rivera has made, putting Antonio Gibson on the coverage teams. That was a very smart decision. I said that in my video on Saturday about that very thing. I'll put a link in the description below so you guys can see what I said about that. But this is absolutely the smartest thing Ron Rivera has done. And the reason why I say that is because Antonio Gibson, all right, let me tell you, let me break certain things down for y'all. People who've played football and who know football and who's been around football, and people also like myself who's been in a situation just like Antonio Gibson, understand this. The reason you're put on coverage teams is only two reasons. One, you're in the coach's doghouse. That isn't the case for Antonio Gibson. He's not in the coach's doghouse. The second one is because they want you to understand the level of contact you're going to be getting all the time. I think it's that one. And the reason why I say that is because most of y'all look at it as just him being put on coverage teams. What we consider it, and what we called it back in the day, was toughening you up. And that is what Ron is doing with Antonio Gibson. He's toughening him up, because there's a point where you're sitting there, and when you fumble the ball because you're not corralling the ball properly, or you're not hitting the holes like you're supposed to hit the holes, then all of a sudden it becomes a bigger issue than what it should be. And what is going on with Antonio Gibson is the fact that at the end of the day, he's losing the ball and he's losing possessions. I don't know if people have heard people say that before, but that's what's going on. He's losing possessions. And in games, especially games that are close, losing a possession is like the worst thing that could ever happen. You guys should know that, because guess what? We lost games at the last minute when Antonio Gibson did in fact fumble the ball. There was a time where we came close to losing a game because he fumbled the ball. So understand that this is in the best interest of Antonio Gibson. Now, a lot of you are talking about Brian Robinson and they haven't given up on Antonio Gibson and things like that. But let me explain to y'all something else. As a former running back, and all running backs who've played football will tell you the exact same thing that I'm telling you right now. All of us are practically trolls. And what happens is that when we find out the guy that's ahead of us can't do certain things, we notate that, and then we do it in the game to show that we're that much better than the other guy. Brian Robinson is not giving this starting job back up. Let me repeat that one more time. Brian Robinson is not giving this starting job back up. Brian Robinson has found out all the things and all the areas where Antonio Gibson has failed at. And what he showed in Saturday's preseason game is all the things that he's better than Antonio Gibson at. He showed that he was better than Antonio Gibson when it came to making a decision and hitting the hole. He showed that he's set up there and he's able to get outside and run to the sidelines and get down the field. He's shown that he's a far better pass protection blocker. And he showed that he's going to get the very tough yardage. He's going to run hard. Brian Robinson displayed that in the game. because he wanted to show that he is better than Antonio Gibson, and he wanted to make that decision that much harder on Antonio Gibson. So understand this, Brian Robinson currently, in his mindset right now, is that he's trying to be the starter. And so far, he got the start. And what his intentions is he's not going to give up the starting job. That is where Brian Robinson's mind is right now. His next set of mindset is going to be, Antonio won't see the field unless I'm injured. That's what you're going to see next. I'm going to tell you something. As a former running back, anybody who's played running back, that is our mindset. Get in the game, become the starter, and then the guy never seeing the field. That is our level of troll. Now, so many people are talking about Brian Robinson, but nobody's talking about the other two guys. Guess what? The other two guys showed the exact same thing Brian Robinson showed. Jonathan Williams and Jared Patterson both ran hard. They both sat up there and showed that they could pass protect. They both sat up there and showed that they can get that hard yardage. They both showed that when they make a cut and they get in the hole, they make the decision and they go. We saw that from all three running backs. And guess what? The one running back that had the game that was similar to Antonio Gibson, kind of finesse running, he was one of the first releases. Bonafon, or however you say his name. He was one of the first releases. This is not a joke. Antonio Gibson does not know the level of running back competition he just put himself in. He does not understand, let me repeat that, he does not understand the level of running back competition he just put himself in. He's going to have to fight harder than he's ever fought before to get, not to only keep his job, but stay on the team. Because again, like I said, we didn't just see Brian Robinson make an impression. We saw Jonathan Williams make an impression and Jared Patterson make an impression. Because again, I told y'all, running backs are the ultimate trolls. When we find out the things that you do wrong, we're going to make sure that we display how much better we do it than the person that's doing it wrong. And guess what? Brian Robinson showed it, Jonathan Williams showed it, and Jared Patterson showed it. So this is not a joke, people. This is not a game. And if Antonio Gibson doesn't get on his don't get off his high horse and understand that this is not a joke, then guess what? He's going to be in a problem. You don't believe me? Like I told y'all this last year about Antonio Gibson. I said he needs to look at film of running backs. He needs to look at film of great running backs, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make him better. Later on in the season, one of the reporters asked him the question, do you look at film of other running backs? He blatantly and clearly stated, no, I don't look at film of other running backs. Right then and there, I told y'all, I said it then, I said the fact that he said that tells me that he's going to always have a problem. Because you know why? Looking at film of other running backs helps you get better. It helps you understand blocking schemes. It helps you understand kickouts. It helps you understand vision. It helps you with vision and everything. And the fact that he came out his mouth and said, nah, I don't look at film of other running backs, I said, that's it right there. Brian Robinson has shown, and understand this, they're all sitting in those rooms. Antonio Gibson is not just competing against Brian Robinson. He's competing against Jonathan Williams and Jared Patterson to stay a part of the running back room. Again, people can think it's a joke. People can think it's a game. Ron putting Antonio Gibson on the teams, on teams, is to toughen him up. so he can understand that he's supposed to make decisions and get the ball up the field and not fumble the ball. He's showing him he's going to take contact. That's what happens in football. You don't finesse yourself when you're going in the hole. If Antonio Gibson doesn't get it together, not only will he not be the starter, he won't be the backup, he won't be the third guy, he might end up becoming our kick and punt returner. And Ron is doing everything he can to get Antonio Gibson better. And you guys know, I've criticized Ron a lot on this channel. But for this move right here, I'm 100% on his side. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Did y'all see the fact that not only did Brian Robinson show that he was not playing and that he was going to do everything he can to get the starting job, did you also pay attention to Jonathan Williams and Jared Patterson all running hard, all doing the things that Antonio Gibson fails in? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Tell me what y'all think. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Other than that, this has been your man John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.